Welcome to the Warframe Weapon Encyclopedia, where today we're checking out the Karak. You can get the blueprint for the Karak from the market for 30,000 credits, and to build it you're gonna have to put in additional 30,000 credits, 2 new routes, 400 alloy plates, 900 salvage and 100 polymer bundles. The Karak is a Mastery Rank 1 fully automatic primary rifle that does primarily impact damage, but it still has a decent amount of puncture and slash as well. It has fairly bad crit of only 9% and a 1.5 times crit multiplier, though the status chance is pretty solid at 15%. It's also not super accurate, especially if you go full auto rather than firing in short controlled bursts, so it's more of a short to medium ranged weapon, especially if you want to go for headshots, because at longer range you are going to miss most of your shots if you aim for the enemy's head. Now, since you can get this very early on, let's check out an extremely basic setup first, which is basically just whatever kind of damage mods you can fit on it. Surprisingly enough though, the Karak, even with such an extremely stripped down setup, feels absolutely fine even on the first few planets on the star chart, which is, well, exactly what you want from a very cheap early game weapon. But if for whatever reason you want to squeeze a little bit more out of it, I would recommend a build like this instead. This will unsurprisingly perform much better, and it focuses everything on status. More specifically, Vital and Heat, so we have Rime rounds and Malignant Force for the Vital, and then Thermite rounds with Hellfire for a lot of heat. But since the status chance is a little bit on the lower end, we're gonna slap on Rifle Aptitude to bring it up, and we're gonna use Vigilante Armaments as well for a bit of extra multi-shot. Now this setup actually performs surprisingly well. It will shred even level 50 enemies like it's nothing, though I wouldn't necessarily recommend pushing much past that because you start running into issues with Eximus units. The combination of Vital and Heat with the occasional slash proc as well on a weapon with solid fire rate is just really nice. Now you could also run some extra fire rate on the Karak, but I wouldn't necessarily recommend it as the reload time is 2 seconds and you only have 30 rounds in the mag. So putting extra fire rate on it, while great for DPS, doesn't feel too good. The Karak is an extremely unique weapon in that it's not unique at all, it's basically just a Grenier version of the M16 assault rifle. It's one of the most boring weapons, like design-wise, in the entire game, which makes it very rare because most weapons in Warframe are weird in some way, shape or form. They have nonsensical fire mechanisms, way too many barrels, or they fire weird things, but not the Karak. The Karak is just a good old assault rifle. And for what it is, it's not too bad if you're a newer player. Like, if you get together the resources to build it, I would highly recommend you do so. Plus, if you end up really liking it, you can eventually upgrade into either the Karak Wraith or ideally the Kuva Karak, which is considerably better. So while the Karak might not be the best weapon in the world, it is at the end of the day a dirt cheap Mastery Rank 1 rifle. I would still recommend you pick it up if you're a newer player, because it will happily take you through the majority of the star chart with relatively low investment. Don't expect too much from it though, it is just a Karak at the end of the day. But anyway, that's it for the video, so I thank you very much for watching as always guys, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.